Hi, it's Dr. Noel Lloyd with 5-Star Management, and this is video number 3 in a 4-part series on win-win associate development. In the first video, I talked all about preparation, how to prepare your head for an associate, how to prepare your business plan so you hit your profit targets, and then how to prepare your house or how to get your house in order for a seamless transition. Really worth going back and seeing that video. It's a good starter and lays the foundation for this whole series. In video number 2, I talked all about hiring. How to get your ad in front of the right people so that you get a chance to make a good selection. How to do your interview process so that you can pick the best match for you. And then how to present your offer and your contract so you're in the right relationship. With those 2 videos, I show you how to find the right person, how to put them into your program. You're ready, you're happy, you're confident, ready to rock and roll. Now, in this particular training, what we're going to talk about is how to train your associate. So let's get on to that one now. Hi, in this video course series, we're talking about win-win associate development. Clinic director wins hugely, but not at the expense of the associate. And the associate wins massively, but not at the expense of the clinic director. Both doctors working together in this program synergistically amplify the effects and the efforts of the others. So each doctor helps more people and has more fun and achieves a higher level of success. And we do that through preparing right, through hiring right, through training right, and through launching right. And this video today is all about the training. So if you get the training piece wrong, here's what happens. Number 1, you don't get the help that you need the way that you want it. Number 2, you don't have the confidence to leave the practice to the associate because they're not trained to handle it correctly. Number 3, your associate defaults to just doing what they know. And what did you know fresh out of school? And then also the associate never goes out and gets their own new patients. And what are you left with? You don't get the help that you need. You don't get the freedom that you want. And your associate doesn't prosper. You've got a failed associateship. But if you do this right, here's what happens. You get the help that you need, trained exactly the way that you want it. Number 2, you have the confidence that your associate can handle the practice and so that you can leave and relax. Number 3, your associate does everything according to checklists and procedures that you train them to do, and they go out and get their own new patients. And what you have is an associateship that prospers, and somebody who wants to stay with you because you've held them accountable to the best work that they can do. So here we are in the 5-Star Management Conference Room, and there's 3 pieces of training that I'm going to hang on this Venn diagram, and there are things that you need to teach or train your associate in. The first one I'm going to put in red because it's that important, and that has to do with teach your associate how to get his or her own new patient. So I'm going to just write an EM here. That's for external marketing. The number 1 reason that practices fail is not enough new patients. The number 1 reason that associateships fail is the associate can't produce enough new patients. I've actually had a situation where there was an associate hanging out in the reception area trying to poach new patients from his clinic director. And you know, the reason is because they just didn't know what to do. Now you have to train them in a successful new patient plan. And I'm going to give you 5 steps for that. Number 1, you've got to pick. And what I mean pick is you've got to pick an external marketing program. Now, I would choose screenings because I can produce a practice that will make more money than the associate costs me in any place between 7 and 30 days. I've actually done it in fewer than 7 days, but that's the program I would pick. Just make sure it works quickly. Number 2 is assign. Now, you know when you sign the contract, it's 3, 4, 5 days, maybe a couple weeks before the associate comes actually to work. You sign on Thursday, they start on Monday. I also assign scripts. So the day we sign, they get their first assignment. And their assignment is to do the scripts. Now I'll give them marketing scripts and I'll say, have this memorized when you show up and work on Monday. And the reason is because I'm going to take them. I'm not going to send them. Sending somebody out with a new patient marketing plan is not the way to train them. You don't train a kid to ride a bicycle by saying, I bought you a bike, it's in the driveway, good luck, kid. what you do is you end up spending some time running up and down the sidewalk holding onto the back of the seat. As soon as they get it, that's great. So I'm going to take my associate to go out and market, and we're going to do that together. You don't send a toddler to the store to buy their dinner. You take them to the store and kind of introduce them to a grocery store. Number 4, I'm just going to put the word one there. You have one program that you've got confidence in. Don't give them 6, 7 things to do. Sometimes the philosophy is, or the thinking is, and it's faulty thinking, if I give this guy 6, 7, 8 programs, one of them is bound to work. No, all of them are bound to fail. You have one program that you've got high confidence in. You make sure that you get success in that one program before you go on to another one. Trust me, it's the way to work. Man who chases 2 chickens catches neither. I think there's some wisdom in there someplace. So have him chase 1 chicken. Number 5, COA. Now, if you're not going to do this, and you know you're not, you've been in practice so long, your practice is so big, you haven't had to do any external marketing, and you don't feel prepared or confident or competent, get a COA. Remember, that's a marketing CA, community outreach assistant, and I talked about that in video number 1 when I talked about getting your house in order. So part of a great team to bring an associate to is a marketing CA. The marketing CA takes the associate as their assistant and puts them in the community. They can train them how to screen, train them how to do other plans when they're ready. So it's an absolutely wonderful piece. So train them how to get their own new patients, pick a good plan, make assignments up front. The first day they're at work, I take them out. You take them out real soon. Show them what to do. Show them you can have fun. Keep them on one plan until it produces fruit. Before you get to a second plan, don't start mixing and matching a lot of different things. And then number 5, if you need a COA, get in touch with the New Patient Academy at mynpa.com. We're going to go to this next piece next. Okay, now, the second thing that you want to train your associate to do is be a new patient assistant and then adjusting your overflow. So I'm going to put NPA. Now, that's not New Patient Academy in this particular instance. And then ADJ. And they'll do adjustments. I just lost some of my light, but that's okay. We're tough. We can do it. So, number 1, I want you to gather all of your scripts and procedures, and they go into the training book. The training book is the procedure manual. The procedure manual is everything that you want the associate to do. All the scripts, all the procedure. You train to the book, you train in the book, you train with the book. All of my associates have books. All of my clients' associates have books. I can open up the book and find the thing in there. So, number 1, put it together. Number 2, train on what I call capacity blocks. And I'll just put capacity. And the capacity block is anything where you get stuck, like new patients or time intensive. That's a capacity block. So you want to train hard on a good day 1, day 2, how to do the exams, how to do the x-rays, how to do the time-consuming parts. And then you also want to train them to help you set up for your report of findings. And you also train them to do adjusting, because that's a capacity block. So let's imagine that your front desk can't book you at a rate because you're just getting so busy. The associate can handle overflow adjusting. So number 3 is adjust. Now, with everything, I'm going to also try to clone myself. Now, here's what I mean by this. Some people have said, I'm a little bit nervous about having the associates say exactly what I say, exactly the way that I say it. I'm not nervous about it. I pray for it. The goal with your adjusting is that if the patient were blindfolded, they wouldn't know who's adjusting them. Insist that the associate adjust just like you. Insist that the associate does your day 1 exactly like you do. Now, let me ask you this. Do you have a good practice? You bet. That's why you're busy. What this is doing is this is providing not only extra income for you, but it's the foundation for the training for your associate to build a practice just like yours. What you're doing is sharing your secrets and you're sharing your success. And in this whole process, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put money for you and training for them. This is the way that it works together in a win-win way, and it's absolutely beautiful when you do it this way. By the way, do you already know how to do what you do? Yes. This is a key piece. Just insist that they copy you. Look for a clone of what you do. So, we're going to go on to this next piece, which will complete the circle, and I'll fill in these 3 parts here that shows how they overlap. Now, it's time to train your associate on how to retain patients. Brand new doctors go out into the community and they spend a lot of time and effort doing marketing. And those patients can be one and doneers. They come in and they don't stick. So you want to teach the associate how to have really, really good retention. And here's my 5-point list for that. Number 1, an impressive day 1. I believe that the scripts in your day 1 line you up to be the leader and help organize the patient as the follower. So a really, really good, strong, impressive day 1. Number 2, a really good report of findings. I drill and train and drill and train and drill and train on report of findings. I want them to say exactly what I say, exactly the way that I say it. Number 3, I want written care recommendations. Now, another thing here is that if they prepare their file, I'm going to go over their file with them to make sure that they're making good care recommendations. Some of the schools are absolutely turning students out who are writing bad care plans that don't get the job done. I'm going to have a chance to show them how to do it, but also make sure that it's a good care plan. Number 4, I'm going to teach my associate how to do a patient payment plan. With every care plan, there are 2 problems. There's a money problem and then there's a time problem. Both of those work against retention. So we're going to do a patient payment plan, and then number 5, I'm going to do what's called a MAP program. And the MAP program is multiple appointment plan program. And this will help them. So day 1 done to standard, killer report of findings, great care recommendations that are written, a patient payment plan, and then train them how to do a multiple appointment plan. You put all these things together, they're marketing, they're learning how to handle patients by working as your assistant, as a new patient assistant, and helping you adjust. Now, when it's time, then their practice starts to go. As you can see, this one feeds this. This one feeds this. And if I'm doing really, really well with my patients, I'm also encouraged and excited to go out and do some more marketing because I'm having fun and I'm becoming successful. It's a true win-win relationship. Now, let me tell you what this looks like. Dr. Roy Strickland of Boise, Idaho, put together his associate training center. Number 1, he put together a marketing program and put his associate into that. His associate started getting new patients right away. Number 2, he trained his associate in how to do day 1 and day 2 assisting, large pieces that he'd need to know anyway, and then working on his adjusting skills so that Roy and his associate adjusted very, very similar. And then number 3, he put them into a retention plan, learning how to do his own report of findings, learning how to do written care plans, learning how to do written patient payment plans, and multiple appointment plans. Well, what happened with that guy? 198 visits a week on a $50 average collected in less than 9 months. Now, I've got 2 kickers for you. Number 1 kicker, this associate is making more money than any of his peers, and he's absolutely thrilling Roy with his performance. But here's kicker number 2. The next associate is already up to over 100 patient visits a week in the program. So setting up your training center is super important. So why do I tell you this story? I want you to know it's not just theory. It really, really happens. But let's not talk about Roy. Let's talk about you. How much better off would you be, would your associate program be, if number one, your associate could produce new patients, and I mean lots of new patients. If number two, they assisted you with quality day one, day two assisting, and that they could adjust just like you. And then number three, when they're ready to take their patients, when they go and produce them, that they know how to take them through a report of findings, through written care recommendations, through a financial plan, and a multiple appointment plan. I want you to leave me a comment below in the section that I provided, the Facebook section right there, and tell me why you want to have an associate that knows how to market, an associate who knows how to help you with quality work, an associate who knows how to hold on to new patients, instead of having an associate who's afraid to market and doesn't know how to get their own new patients, instead of having an associate that's more work than they're ever worth, and instead of having an associate who can't hold on to the patients that come in. So leave me a comment right there below. Tell me why that's important to you. Excellent. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to launch your associate, how to take an associate from a successful start up to super big numbers where they're helping tons of people, having lots of fun, and staying with you because they're successful in every way. You know, I wish I had more time to talk about training associates. I absolutely love the subject. And if you need some help with your training center, if you want some help training your associate on how to get the marketing and new patients that they need, if you want me to help you put together your training center so that you can get the maximum utility from your associate so that they can help you in secondary income, and if you want to show your associate how they can stay in a patient-valued relationship by doing a great ROF, doing written care plans, also patient payment plans, multiple care plans, then you need to join us in Vegas at the Win-Win Associate Development Seminar. It's November 8 and 9, and in fact there's a button right below. You can press that button, you can read all about it. So come and join us. I think you'd find tremendous value in this particular seminar. Now, next week we're going to talk about how to launch your associate. So I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.